Mikhail, are we good to go? Diane, do you think we're good to go?
Hold on one moment. Let's wait for Mikhail. Okay, Mikhail just said we are live.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the New York City Retirement Systems virtual common investment meeting for July 15th, 2020. We will start by calling the rolls for the different boards, and let's start with teachers. Ms. Riley?
Okay. John Adler?
Yes, I'm here.
Good. Thomas Brown?
I'm here, Patricia.
Natalie Green Giles? David Kazansky?
Present.
Russell Buckley?
I'm present. I'm trying to unmute myself.
Deborah Penny?
Good morning, I'm here.
Susanna Vickers?
Here.
All right, we have a quorum.
Hi, Patricia. I just wanted to say that Russell Buckley is here as well. I wasn't able to get myself off mute there. Sorry.
Yeah, we did hear you, Russell. Thank you, Patricia.
Excellent.
And let me, in the interest of time, ask everybody from the NYSERS board to unmute yourselves and ask Ms. Winery to call the roll for NYSERS.
Good morning. Chair, Mayor's Office.
John Adler, present.
Comptroller's Office.
David Jetter for Controller. Scott Stringer, present.
Public Advocate's Office. Borough President, Manhattan.
Aldrin Rafael Bonilla on behalf of Manhattan Borough President Gail A. Brewer.
Borough President, Brooklyn.
Tanya Cantlow, representing Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams.
Borough President, Bronx.
Mirtha Camille Sabia, representing Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr.
Borough President, Queens.
Alan Swisher for Queens Borough President Sharon Lee.
Borough President, Staten Island.
Isaac Gordetsky for Staten Island Borough President James Addo.
International Brotherhood of Teamsters.
Ruben Torres and Lawrence Bosley for President Gregory Floyd.
Transport Workers Union.
Dave Katzman for TWU Local 100 President Tony Utano.
And District Council 37. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. I just want to check. I see Elizabeth Guzman on the attendance list, but she didn't respond to the roll call. Elizabeth, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So for the record, Public Advocate is here. Okay, let's move on to police. Can I ask the police board to unmute yourselves and ask Kevin Holleran, if you're there, to call the roll.
Good morning. Representing the PBA.
Joe Alejandro, representing the PBA.
DEA.
Jeffrey Ward from the Detectives Endowment Association.
SBA. SBA. LBA.
Heber Billy from the Lieutenant's Union.
CEA.
Johnny Ramirez in the CEA.
Commissioner of Finance.
Steve Guinn for Finance Commissioner Jacques Jihad.
Representing the mayor.
Truman Ray for Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Controller.
John Dorsey, designee for Controller Scott Stringer.
And the police commissioner.
Stephanie Zimberg for Commissioner Shea.
Stephanie Zimberg is here in case you didn't hear that. Okay, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Kevin. Now,
John,
what's that?
It's Patricia Riley. I see that Natalie Green Giles is present.
Okay, Natalie, can you just, yeah, I see you too, Natalie. Can you?
Yes, I was stuck in the waiting room. I'm here now.
Okay. Okay, so let's add Natalie Green Giles to the roll for the teachers retirement system. Let me ask all the other systems to mute yourselves, and let me ask fire to unmute yourself, and let me ask Mr. Dunn to please call the roll for fire.
Mr. John, District Council 37's here for NICERS.
Yeah, Ray.
Ray, you want to just identify yourself?
Raymond Santander.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, now fire, Pat.
Good morning, Mr. Adler.
Good morning.
For Mayor de Blasio.
Cynthia Collins, designee for Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Okay, for Controller Scott Stringer.
Jennifer Konovitz, designee for Controller Scott Stringer.
For Commissioner of Finance, Jacques Jiha.
Phil Dukes, designee for Finance Commissioner Jacques Ziha.
For the UFA, Mr. Gerard Fitzgerald.
Bob Eustace, proxy for Gerard Fitzgerald.
Mr. Eustace is present. Mr. Edward Brown.
Here.
Mr. John Kelly.
John Kelly's proxy is stuck in the waiting room, I believe.
Eddie Brown will have his proxy in the meanwhile.
Okay, thanks, Eddie. And Mr. Peter DeVita.
John Young with Peter DeVito's proxy.
Okay, thanks, John. For the UFOA, they may be joining us. They're trying to join us now. They're having some technical difficulties, but let's see if they're here. Mr. Jack Kelty. Mr. William Guilfoyle. Mr. Paul Mannix. Okay, for Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro.
Darrell Brown for Commissioner Nigro.
Mr. Facilitator, we have a quorum, and the UFOA, I anticipate joining us shortly, and we can ask them to identify themselves when they arrive.
Great.
Excuse
Thank
me,
you.
Mr. Facilitator, may I ask what the name of the proxy is? If there are people in the waiting room who are not on our guest list, we may not have let them in.
Diane, it's the UFOA. I'm not sure what the name is. Pat, do you know the name that they might be calling in under?
Christopher Viola.
Christopher Viola?
Okay.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we ask Christopher to call back in?
Can we ask? Okay.
Yes, I'll ask him right now.
I'm sorry, we've got a Caroline Viola. I'm assuming that's who it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. For the Board of Education retirement system, is Mr. Rich?
Antonio Rodriguez is here for the Board of Education retirement system. We are represented by Russell Buckley and Natalie Green Giles. We'll take up this business at our Wednesday, July 29th regular board meeting.
Great. Thanks, Antonio. Okay, so I believe that concludes our roll calls. Is there anybody else who has joined the meeting since your board's roll call was called? Okay, great. All right, so moving into the meat of the agenda, Mr. Donier, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you're there.
I am John. There's no agenda in public session.
No, the whole thing is in the executive session. I see that. Okay,
Yes, it is,
thank you. Okay, I thought I got to take a break, but no such luck. All right, so now we're gonna, seeing as there's no public agenda items, we're going to entertain motions at each board to exit public session and go into executive session. So let's take them in the same order. Let's start at teachers. Is there a motion at teachers to exit public session and go into executive session?
Tom Brown, so moved.
Thank you,
David
Tom.
Kazansky,
Is there a second? David Kazansky with a second. Thank you. Any discussion? All at teachers in favor of the motion to exit public session and enter executive session, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Next, can I get a motion at NICERS to exit public session and enter executive session?
Motion to exit public session and go into executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Bonilla. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Gorodetsky. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of exiting public session at NICERS and entering executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, at police, is there a motion to exit public session and enter executive session?
Motion to go into executive session.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Alejandro. Thank you, Mr. Ray, for the second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion at police to exit public session and enter executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. And at fire, is there a motion to exit public session and enter executive session?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Eustace. Is there a second?
Second. Second. Eddie Brown, second.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to exit public session and enter executive session at fire, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Burrs, we don't have a quorum, so we are now in executive session. Let's please turn the public cameras off, and let me ask any members of the public or any members of the media to please